And in a world exclusive, Australia's Channel 7 will air a never-before-seen look at Meghan Markle this Sunday, featuring an extraordinary message from her family, including Thomas Markle, her dad, who I'm glad to report is re-finding his voice. So have a look at the bombshell trailer, which has just been released.
Thomas Markle exposes. Meghan, Lady Colin Campbell reacts to stunning claims. Thomas Markle is back in the headlines with a shocking revelation that threatens to upend the public image so carefully constructed by his daughter, Meghan. In an explosive trailer released by Australia's Channel 7, viewers see a man visibly strained by the aftermath of a near-fatal stroke, his face marked by lingering physical effects and his voice trembling with emotion. He asks a question that cuts to the heart of this saga. How can he repair a bond that seems to have been irreparably broken? This bold opening immediately pulls viewers into a family drama unlike any other, promising intimate insights and raw, unfiltered moments that will keep audiences riveted. But that was only the beginning. Lady Colin Campbell wastes no time in dissecting every nuance of Thomas's message. Known for her unvarnished commentary and fearless assessments, she highlights the stark contrast between Meghan's public persona of compassion and the private reality of her father's exclusion. According to Lady C, Meghan's decision to ignore repeated pleas from her father is not merely a personal choice. It is a deliberate strategy that reveals a calculating side hidden beneath layers of celebrity charm. She accuses Meghan of wielding family relationships, like props in a story of her own design, and urges viewers to question the authenticity of every heartfelt comment we have heard in past interviews.
So, a lot to unpick there, Lady C, but I think the thing for me that is actually most upsetting, and I know that you are very fond and close with the Markle family as well, is that Thomas Markle is a decent human being. He is a good guy. You can see how difficult it is for him to speak because he's still recovering from the stroke that nearly took his life a year ago. And all he's asking of Meghan, Lady C, is how can I fix this? But she continues to ignore him.
And that is only the first bombshell. As the special unfolds, we learn more about Thomas Markle's foundational role in Meghan's early years. He raised her single-handedly, invested in her education, and supported her acting ambitions long before royal protocol ever entered the picture. He drove her to auditions, comforted her in moments of rejection, and celebrated every small victory with unwavering pride. These scenes are intercut with clips of Meghan speaking about family values, reinforcing the bitter irony that her most vocal champion now finds himself erased from her own narrative. The scale of this reversal becomes painfully clear. A man who once helped build a bridge to stardom now stands on the outside, desperate to reconnect. But the drama does not end there. Then the focus shifts to Prince Harry's own legal entanglements, adding a fresh layer of intrigue. Recent court documents expose glaring inconsistencies in his phone hacking claims against a major newspaper group. Reports claim that Harry once knew of an agreement preventing litigation in 2012, yet later suggested he only grasped the full extent of the scandal years afterward. A high court judge, unaccustomed to sparing royal participants, questioned the reliability of Harry's account and implied that his narrative has shifted over time. This revelation not only undermines his credibility, but also casts a long shadow over the broader strategy employed by both Meghan and Harry in shaping public opinion. And believe me, this twist will haunt them both. The most poignant moment arrives when Thomas Markle speaks directly about his grandchildren, Archie and Lilibet. He describes the ache of not seeing their faces, the longing for a photograph, or a simple message that acknowledges their bond. His plea feels universal. Who among us has not yearned for connection when distance and pride stand in the way? Thomas's words resonate because they are grounded in genuine vulnerability. Yet this vulnerability is met with deafening silence, amplifying the emotional stakes. As audiences listen, they cannot help but wonder why a daughter who champions mental health and family values would leave her father in such painful exile. But the revelations keep coming. Lady Colin Campbell's reaction grows increasingly scathing as the narrative deepens. She labels Meghan's behavior cold-blooded and strategic, arguing that this glaring contradiction undermines the message of empathy Meghan has carefully cultivated. Lady C refuses to let viewers forget that public gestures of warmth ring hollow when private bonds are severed. She warns that when personal loyalty is sacrificed for image management, genuine compassion becomes nothing more than a marketing tool. This observation creates a powerful tension. Can someone who places brand over blood ever be truly trusted?
Well, the reality is he can't fix it. There's nothing for him to do. And incidentally, did you notice that his mouth is distorted, which is obviously a sign, a residual effect of the stroke? So, there's no doubt he had a very serious stroke. But he can't fix it. He didn't break it. It's up to her to fix it. He really has done very little compared to, when you stop to think what she and Harry have done, the way they have violated everybody's privacy, the lies they have told, the intrusive interviews they've given. I mean, what Thomas Markle did, which was simply trying to restore his dignity, was really a bagatelle compared to what they've done. And how dare she think that her father should be put in this invidious position? I don't think he has anything to do. I think it's up to her, and I think she ought to hurry up and do it.
The uncomfortable truth lingers as we prepare for yet another twist. Just when the story seems to focus solely on family betrayal, we are transported to a high-profile basketball game in Los Angeles. Meghan and Harry surface amid thousands of cheering fans, flanked by staff, cameras, and carefully selected associates. On paper, it looks like a romantic outing, yet Lady C sees through the facade. She suggests the entire scene was orchestrated to counter rumors of marital strain and to generate headlines ahead of a major royal event. The kiss captured on screen feels less spontaneous and more like a calculated performance meant to reclaim narrative control. This confrontation between authenticity and artifice raises the stakes even higher, yet the public remains divided. In the fallout from these explosive claims, opinions split sharply. Some observers dismiss Thomas Markle as a man seeking attention, arguing his grievances stem from wounded pride rather than genuine concern. Others defend him as a grieving father punished for daring to expose uncomfortable truths. Rumors suggest that Channel 7 may hold additional interviews containing even more sensational allegations, a prospect certain to fuel speculation for weeks. Reports claim insiders worry that unseen footage could instantly reverse public sentiment, reminding us how fragile perception becomes when selective storytelling drives the headlines. And this is only the tip of the iceberg. Amidst the swirling controversy, one element stands out above all: credibility. Meghan has fashioned herself as a humanitarian champion, a feminist icon, and a vocal advocate for mental health. Yet her father's exclusion casts a long shadow over those achievements. Lady C's unflinching critique forces us to confront the possibility that the empathy woven into Meghan's public narrative may not extend to the most personal corners of her life. In this context, every interview becomes a test of authenticity.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, if she doesn't, I judge her, because this is her father saying, I'm probably close to death. Now, I hope that's not true. I hope Tom has the vigour to fight on. And I know that Samantha, his daughter, and his other son, Tom Markle Jr., are going to support him. But the reality is, he is pleading with her just to get in touch.
Yes, well,
Oh, sorry, you come in, Phil.
Go on, Phil, go on. Go on, Phil, go.
We'll give you your voice back too, Phil.
I thought that was directed at me, yeah. No, I mean, it's one of the things, I've always felt incredibly sorry for Thomas Markle. I mean, the fact that they're now living in America and they can't be bothered to go down the road and see him in Mexico, I think it's absolutely cruel. It's absolutely unbelievable. And you remember that interview that Harry gave when he was promoting Spare, saying that she'd lost her father. Well, she hasn't lost him. It's up to them to make it up to him. But it looks like the Aussies have got hold of a bombshell there, doesn't it? Some old footage and some sensational interviews. So let's hope we can see some more of that programme over here. It looks incredible.
Of course. Now, back here, a High Court judge has pointed out glaring inconsistencies in Prince Harry's phone hacking claim against the publisher of The Sun, NGN. This is Mr. Justice Fancourt, who said that Harry claimed to know about a secret agreement between News Group newspapers and Buckingham Palace that prevented him launching litigation in 2012, while also claiming he only fully appreciated the scale of the hacking in 2019. But the judge questioned why the Duke had failed to make reference to the alleged deal between the newspaper group and William in his original claim. Now, royal sources say that Harry could have received a payout, just like his brother Prince William, who quietly settled with the company in 2020, but, quote, he went rogue. So, Lady C, the issue here for Harry is that the judge doesn't care that he's a prince. The judge isn't just going to accept his narrative. And actually, on the show last night, I went through his witness statement and picked holes in it. It's simply not truthful, Lady C.
The question on everyone's mind is clear. When private actions contradict public promises, which version of reality should we believe? This tension lies at the heart of a saga that refuses to loosen its grip on the headlines. But what remains unwritten could change everything. Beyond the emotional drama and the legal battles, this story underscores the importance of framing speculation responsibly. Rumors suggest additional footage may unveil deeper conflicts, yet reports caution that some claims remain unverified. It's been said that Meghan's team considered legal action before the trailer's debut, fearing further damage to her meticulously cultivated image. At the same time, insiders claim that Thomas Markle secured exclusive interview access after negotiating terms to ensure his voice could not be muted. These developments remind viewers that, in the age of viral headlines, every revelation is filtered through agendas and strategies. The real shock may not come from what has been shown, but from what is still hidden. In the end, Thomas Markle's heart-wrenching plea and Lady Colin Campbell's unflinching critique have combined to expose a family rift that reverberates far beyond palace walls. This tale of loyalty betrayed, image management, and the relentless search for truth offers a rare glimpse into the private challenges behind global personas. As the story continues to unfold, one thing becomes certain. We must look beyond polished interviews and staged appearances to understand the real dynamics at play. Whether you view Thomas as a courageous father or a savvy publicity seeker, his words have undeniably shifted the narrative. And for Meghan and Harry, the coming days may hold the most surprising developments of all. Moreover, this unfolding scandal threatens to cast a shadow over Meghan's philanthropic endeavors. What happens when someone celebrated for championing women and children faces accusations of familial neglect? The dissonance between her charitable mission and the personal estrangement from her own father introduces a complex moral quandary. It raises questions about authenticity in public figures. Can someone truly advocate for empathy and unity while sidelining their closest relatives? Viewers will watch closely to see whether Meghan addresses these doubts or lets them fester. In the age of social media, reactions to Thomas's revelations have flooded timelines. Hashtags demanding answers began trending after the trailer's release, and fan communities are divided between defenders and detractors. Some argue that royal protocol justifies Meghan's distance, while others insist that family bonds transcend status. Amid memes and threads, public statements carry weight. Meghan's next move, whether a candid response or continued silence, will determine if she reclaims trust or cements the narrative of emotional exile. As this saga evolves, one thing remains certain: the narrative is far from over. With more interviews and potential legal developments on the horizon, the Markle family drama will continue to grab headlines. Audiences must stay vigilant, parsing each statement for hidden agendas and subtle cues. Ultimately, the power of this story lies in its universality. It reminds us that celebrities, despite gilded facades, grapple with the same pain of fractured relationships. The final question we face is this: will truth ever bridge the gap between public image and private reality?